Hi, everyone. I just want to share with you about my internship with Cache Valley Counseling. It was really awesome. It was 12 weeks long and it just came to an end today. It was a really exciting 12 weeks. So let me tell you how I found it. Before finding the internship, I wrote down things that I wanted or needed from an internship. For example, I wanted a place that where I could like talk with therapists and see therapy. And hopefully, shadow was like my goal that I wasn't sure if would ever happen. And then the second step, I researched options near me. I found tons of options and kind of weeded out what I didn't want. Like some options had several therapists, which I liked that idea because then I could talk with a lot of people. Some of the options only had one therapist who probably worked from home, so I didn't feel like there was a lot that I could do from them because there was one person there and I'd also only get a chance to really talk with one person. And there were other options that were working with kids who were being counseled, like at a group home, which also seemed really cool. So I got all my options, wrote them down, made a list, and then I looked a lot at their websites and social media if they had it and everything. And then I went through and tried to find out what I could offer others or what I could offer them. So, in trying to find what I could offer them, I thought back of a couple of my classes. I've had to write blogs. So I'm like, oh, I can write their blogs. Some of their websites were pretty old. They look like they'd been made in the 70s. If they even had websites back then, I don't even know. But they were really old. So I realized I could help read through their websites, freshen up some words, add some new pictures to help that some of them. And then I also knew that I could be like a receptionist person. I enjoy that. I enjoy meeting new clients, and I also thought that'd be a really cool experience to get to know some of the clients at the clinic wherever I got my internship. So those are some of the things that I thought of that I could offer others. And then from that and from what I saw that they needed, I created a resume that was specific for the places that I was looking for. And I checked my resume a lot to make sure there weren't any mistakes or anything. And then after that, I also created a pitch kind of, hi, I am looking for an internship and I can bring this and this and this to you. So that was really helpful to have ready because when I made cold calls to people, I just called up the place and said, hey, I'm looking for an internship and I've been reading all about your clinic and it seems really awesome. Is there anyone I could talk to about the possibilities of having an internship there? And then I'd get their email or something, and then I'd email people with the pitch of things that I wanted to bring to them and what I was hoping to get from that company. And then after that, I had interviews with some people. So that was how I found the internship. And then I also added a little bit about the pitch that I gave because I think it's really helpful hearing how others create pitches. And I had a friend who owned a business, and she one day was posting on social media the difference between someone sending out an email that's like, hey, can I come work with you? And then someone else's who really took time to write out the email, and she's like, hey, I'm so and so, I've been studying photography. That's what the business was. I've been studying photography. I'd love to come work with you and learn from you. While I'm there, I want to do this and this and this to help you. And my friend just was, she loved the second approach because she's like, I want to bring this person on. I want them to help me because they can. So that's the person she chose to assist her that day for photography. So I had that in mind while I was making my email. And I just wrote a few things like what I've learned in school, how it could apply to the internship, or requirements for the internship so they know what they're getting into. And then things that I want to do for them and what I want to get from the internship. So that's kind of my pitch that I sent out. This was an email to one of the people. And then when I did end up starting my internship, some of my responsibilities were answering phone calls and rescheduling with clients. I got a lot of interaction time with clients, which was awesome. And then I helped them create website content that they could market, which was really writing blogs. I did a ton of that for them, which sometimes was kind of annoying for me. I was very willing to do it, but it was kind of annoying for me because I got sick of blogs. But as I was reflecting back on my internship, I'm really glad I did that because it gave me great opportunities to learn more specifically about several different topics that I was able to later talk to therapists about and see in some sessions that I shadowed. So that ended up being really cool, which is why I put it in all caps. And then I also just went through their website and some papers and helped find any typos or things that could be worded but I thought was better. So I did that, and then I digitalized some records with them, just helping scan in some papers so that was on their computer as well. So that was really fun, and then I also was able to help them clean up their website. Well, pretty much just fulfilling my responsibilities. Clean up the website, content, blog production, filled in at the front desk when they needed. And one of the things I noted here is that when I list out all the things I did, sometimes it sounds like I did a lot of things and might sound like you need a lot of skills to do them, but really what helped me be able to do those, because a lot of these things I didn't know how to do at first, and they taught me how to do them. So I think one of the most important things is being willing to learn what they need you to do. And then looking at the bright side of it, I learned so much, and I'm really glad that I internshiped with them. It was a really cool experience. And then while I was there, I benefited in so many ways. I was surrounded by the therapy atmosphere. I was able to interview therapists. I attended meetings that they trained some of the therapists and us front desk staff on. And then I was also able to attend group consultation, which is when all the therapists gather and they talk about questions they have in the therapy they're doing with their client, or this is what I did with my client. Do you have something that might work better? And that was really eye-opening and really cool because I got to hear all the therapists collaborate on what they'd seen, what they've noticed in their experience, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then towards the end of my internship, I got a shadow actual session. So I just went and sat in there, and I was there for it all, and it was very real, and it was super cool. I noticed a lot of what I've learned and how it kind of applies to therapy and things that I need to learn when I go on to become a therapist. And that I feel like was really unique to where I internshipped at, being able to shadow the sessions, because I asked everywhere if that was something that I could do, and most places were like, no, that's not an option. So that was really cool about this place, about Cache Valley Counseling. And then after those sessions, the therapist would sit and talk with me about them and ask me what I saw, and they'd tell me what they noticed, and it was cool to collaborate on that. They had great recommendations for books to read to help me understand therapy better, and while answering phone calls, people usually call a therapy place when they're in crisis, so I was able to learn how to communicate with people in crisis, and I had access to some of the tests and papers that they use to test like someone's depression or anxiety level, or some of the papers talking about how like different types of addiction and whatnot. So I just made blank sheets of those, and it was really cool to read through them, and I feel like I learned even just from reading from that. I made a lot of connections between school and my internship. There's a lot from all of my classes that I was able to connect with my internship, but I mostly labeled the upper level classes, because they were very specific, and I noticed a lot of specifics from that class. the helping relationship class was super awesome for me when answering phones because it taught me how to listen and reflect what someone was going through and use empathy, and that ended up being really useful. And I was taking that during this semester while I was doing my internship. So it was kind of fun to have those side by side and see how I grew and how I was better able to use those skills. And then some of my final thoughts on my internship is that internships are awesome. When I saw the email saying that they were not going to allow the like online internships when you go to the classes, I was kind of bummed because I could learn a lot from that and it's from home if I want to do it from home. But then after doing my internship, I realized that it was probably very inspired that they don't make those as available for students to use that as their internship, because the internship I had at the office was really cool and I gained a lot of experience and learning from that I couldn't have gained anywhere else. And my other thought was to do everything you can do to get the internship that you want, because there's a lot of cool places out there. And honestly, one of the things that I think helped me the most with getting this internship is that right off the bat, I offered what I could bring to the table, what I could bring to them. So it wasn't just them helping me, but I was able to help them too. And that was also helpful because I was able to get a paid internship with that because there was so much that I would be doing for them. And prepare for your internship, and prayer helped me a lot with getting the right internship and knowing which one was the right one. So that is a definite pray a lot that you'll find something that teaches you what you need to learn. So I think you should seriously look into interning at Cache Valley Counseling if you're anywhere near the Logan area. It was really great. They're so nice, and they really, like, any question I had, they're like, yeah, we want you to get the best experience you can with your internship, because the owners are husband and wife and they have both been through it all. They've had to sit in on therapy and shadow people, and they've had to do plenty of internships. So they know what it's like, and they really want you to have the best experience, and they're super willing to help you. And yeah, so if you're looking for an internship in Cache Valley area, it's Cache Valley Counseling is in Logan, Utah, and you can contact Brett or Chelsea Peterson about it. Just Google Cache Valley Counseling and you will see the information you need to email or call them. And that's all I have for you. Good luck finding your internships.